Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Mo Quick. Yes, it's the Mo Show. I started this podcast because I really want to be able to give people a holistic view when viewing themselves. So we'll be talking about money, love, taking care of our body, and even birth. Yes, I have a home birthing expert in here, Angelina Ruffin-Alexander. She is a home birth midwife. And there are so many beautiful Black women all on your Instagram page. Girl, you probably haven't seen her on social. Girl, your following is huge.
A little bit.
A little bit. It's honestly because you have those home birth like actual videos. Like we see the baby sliding out of the woman.
Yes.
On Instagram.
Just a little slide, a little slip and slide,
And most times they're in a pool.
Most of the time mommies like the water birth, but not always.
Is it easier?
The water takes away the tension of the contraction.
Wow.
So mommies feel like it's easier, it's calming and all that loveliness. Calm baby, calm mommy, we like all that.
So are all of your births natural? Because a lot of them are moaning and screaming, and I'm like, ooh, I didn't do that with my epidural.
Yes, to be a home birth, you need to be low risk, and it is natural, no medication. So the minute we start asking for medication and pain meds and all that good stuff, we got to go to the hospital.
Does it happen often?
Not too often. A lot of times we can talk you through, and it's very helpful to have a doula so that you can actually get through the moment, and she can encourage you and give you all kind of love and praise along with a supportive family. And I'll help as well, But once we get you past that moment, most people are like, oh, it wasn't so bad.
After all the, you guys, those videos, like you better be ready either with AirPods in your ear. Like those women really make you feel like you better go hug and kiss your mama. Right damn now.
Yes, and a lot of tear jerkers,
Tear jerking, them things be rolling. They don't be jerking down my cheeks because all the time, say it's maybe a 45-minute video, 20 minutes, whatever, because this is on her social. By the end, you feel so overwhelmed and so happy that baby is finally here. You feel like you're a part of the moment.
You do. Once the baby takes that first cry, everybody
Girl,
cries.
once it bumps out then you feel just relief. Like this mom can finally just breathe. Oh my gosh, it's so intense.
And most of my commenters will say, I was pushing with you,
Girl, you ain't about to take that damn credit. No, ma'am. You were not pushing with her. She pushed all by herself.
That's right.
Girl, okay, and I just heard you say something. So you're not a doula and a midwife. Do they not work hand in hand?
So they work together, but they're not the same.
Okay.
So the midwife is the one who is responsible for a lot of the medical aspects of the birth, making sure you're born safely, we're breathing, the vitals, all that good stuff. The doula is more of a supportive encouragement, physical support, mental support. Maybe she's going to rub your back, or maybe she's going to help you go shopping through the pregnancy.
What?
Or maybe she's coming back after your birth to help put the baby on the breast, or even watch the baby while you take a nap. We just a full supportive person.
Oh my, okay, so am I going off on a limb here? Can a regular woman get all of this, or is this rich lady stuff?
This is not rich lady stuff. Anybody can get this. And a lot of times, you just budget for one, many home birth midwives will take a payment plan. Many doulas will take a payment plan. And then sometimes you can barter. If you got a skill that I need, hey, talk to me.
Wow. You know what? That does make a lot of sense. Can you pay through your medical insurances?
So some people can still bill their medical insurance afterwards. And some midwives will accept insurance. It really depends on that particular midwife and what her credentials are.
Okay. So how did you become to be this extraordinaire where everyone is like, I've seen so many questions, like they pile on these questions in your comments. How did you become so popular?
I showed Black faces doing natural birth. And it wasn't like we weren't doing it. I just put it out there and said, we're here. Mm-hmm. And it just made people recognize, like, wow, okay, this is real. We can try this. We can do this. So that was the biggest thing. Even before I went into home birth, I wanted to see more women of color actually doing this type of birth. So we started just throwing it out there in social media, even in the last practice that I worked with.
Wow. Oh, so do you have your own practice?
I do.
Oh,
I
okay.
do.
So how was it before you went out on your own?
That's when I actually worked in the hospital. So it was very supportive. You had people that you could take days off. Now there are no days off. I am on call 24/7.
Because that's your business. You the boss.
Absolutely. So usually if I'm taking time off, I tell people, I need you to not have sex for the month of. And most people understand.
Because you have clients and they keep having babies.
They keep having babies. And they keep calling me. And they all say, this is the last one.
Girl, don't we say that each
I'm not
time?
coming back. And I'll be like, all right, I'll see you in about 2 years.
It's something addictive about being a parent.
Yes.
You know, it's like all that love that you receive. Yes, it's difficult. You know, don't get me wrong. We were just exchanging how difficult it is being a mom.
Yes.
But it's so rewarding.
It is. And I just like to make that pregnancy and that birth and the postpartum something memorable. I tell all my mamas, this is like planning your wedding. So let's get to it. This is a time that you will never forget for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So let's make it a memorable moment. Let's make it good, you know.
So tell me how you involve the other mate, the dad or the other partner who's not having the baby.
So especially during the pregnancy, they can come to my prenatal visits. And I want them to be a part. I want them to talk about, what is mommy eating? Are we exercising? And they're not excluded. So they have to exercise and eat right as well.
Oh, you don't mean just giving updates.
No. They try me. Absolutely. So it's a family affair. I want everybody to kind of do this together. But even at the birth, he is very supportive. He can get in the water. He can catch his baby.
Oh.
He gets out and he's having skin-to-skin time while we're getting mommy all cleaned up. He is actually going to weigh the baby.
Oh.
He may do the first bath. Like, we are giving him full autonomy of his firstborn. And that's really precious for the gentleman or the partner to actually catch their baby, be the first to touch their baby, and have that kind of a bond.
Oh, I love that. And it's crazy because I even saw you were birthing two moms.
Yes.
It was a lesbian couple and they were both pregnant.
Both pregnant.
At the same time.
Yes. Hey, Naomi and Kay.
That had to have been stressful. Have they had the babies yet?
One has had the baby.
Oh, so they weren't in sync when their pregnancy.
No.
Oh, thank the Lord. I'm like, how did you do two at one time?
They were trying. They
wanted to birth at the same time.
One of mommy said, so I'm just going to hold the baby in until it's time for my wife. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. You don't do that. You don't stitch, close the valve. What are you going to do?
Absolutely. So one has had her baby. Beautiful baby girl, 7 pounds, nice size. She had it early because she did have developed preeclampsia, so she had to transfer. But she's back home safe. And
did she have a water birth?
She did not. Once you have to transfer, that water birth is kind of off the table.
What does transfer mean?
So a lot of times, if there's something going on that takes you out of your low risk area, and now we're high risk for some reason or another, we have to go on into the hospital and deliver at a hospital with help. But it's okay because, we know what we were dealing with. She went in with knowledge and with support and understanding, and she was okay with her outcome.
Okay, I love that. Speaking of knowledge and support, let's go ahead and speak to the fact that so often, and unfortunately, extremely unfortunately, they say Black women have the highest death rate when birthing in a hospital.
Yes.
Why?
Sometimes we don't feel heard. And that's one of the basic things. We don't feel like someone's listening. Maybe we say we don't feel good, and that person will go, you're fine. So it's being heard, one. And also having knowledge when we walk in the door, not allowing someone to just do whatever just because they said so. Maybe ask some questions. Why? Why are you doing that? Just because it's protocol, or is there something going on with me that you feel like is deemed necessary? So I like to educate my mamas a lot. Even if you have to transfer, let's talk about what's supposed to happen when you get there and what to expect and what is not okay. And when they go in with knowledge, things turn out so much better. Much better.
Do you suggest that we hire our own midwife?
I would love for every woman to have a midwife.
It's a luxury.
Yeah, well, it is not a luxury. It just depends on where you are and the access. You know, some areas may not have midwives in their city. You know, some may not have Black midwives. So if you cannot access a midwife, at least get you a doula or some sort of support person to kind of help you go along the way during this vulnerable time.
With a loud mouth. Who will speak the hell up.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we get clammy, especially in a position where we feel inferior. I don't know what the doctor knows. Maybe the nurse does know best. Let me not say anything. And then the wife is being cut open when she doesn't have to be.
Absolutely. Now, there are times when we need it, but there are times when we don't. And we should just say, well, we need to just wait a moment. What is the problem? Why are you in such a rush? You know, and that's okay to ask questions. You know, I get a lot of people ask me about my credentials, and I welcome it. I want you to ask me, where did I come from? How did I get here? All that good stuff. But I also want you to ask that doctor when you walk in that clinic door.
Okay, don't just stop the questions now. Keep them coming. I could appreciate that. Speaking of, what the heck does CNM stand for? I see it sometimes.
Yes. Certified Nurse Midwife. So I started my career out as a registered nurse back in Detroit, even though I'm not from Detroit now.
So you're not from Michigan. Oh, you're from Michigan, just not Detroit.
Yes, not the city. Not the city. Detroiters don't like that.
No, they don't.
No. But I started out in Detroit in the ICU, and it was a beautiful experience. But I got tired of death and dying.
You've seen it a lot.
I've seen a lot of it.
And this is the birthing unit.
No, this is actually the medical ICU back in Detroit.
Oh.
Yes. So once I was over that for things that could have been prevented. You know, somebody would come in and say, hey, I forgot my blood pressure medicine. Or someone else had an asthma attack. You know, those things that could be prevented. I wanted to go into prevention.
I love that.
I liked women's health. I did not like birth. I thought that was nasty.
Girl, because I'm watching your Instagram, like, how does she do this every day?
But once I came to the city and I interviewed at Grady, and somebody in the street was like, hey, and I was like, hey, that's like
that
Detroit.
Was your homegirl?
Yeah. So that's where I got my start, Grady Hospital.
I love it.
Beautiful, and it just changed everything for me.
And you were in the birthing unit at Grady?
I was in the birthing unit at Grady.
Oh, so tell me about the moms that came in, because now it seems like you're filled with much more free-spirited moms, you know, the moms who are willing to go the unusual route with birthing at home. So tell me about the typical average mom who believes I have a baby in a hospital and that's just how it's done.
You know, every mom is different. Every mom wants a different experience. I have some who fear home birth, and that's okay. If I want you to go where you feel safe, because that can affect your birth. So there are some moms who say, nope, hospital is it. Give me my epidural. And I'm like, kudos, baby. Let's go. That's where you need to be at. Let me get you a doula. Let me take you to the best hospital. And then there's others that are like, I just want to have sage burning and the essence of
Those
my
are the moms
home.
that I see in my head. Like, you have to be that way for home birth, don't you?
No, you'll be surprised. I get a wide variety of women that want to do home birth, just to have the intimacy of family, to sit on their own toilets when they're done, to eat their own foods, you know, that type of thing.
Oh, man. That has to be so rewarding. So if you're listening and you always thought about being a midwife, being a home birth aide, what are some of the things that you feel like they should know about this profession?
Don't believe that 30-second clip you see on Instagram.
What's clip is this? All I see is the hour-long clips you post.
You know, often people glorify the birth, and you know, they're just like, "Oh, it's so beautiful," but there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, we're still drawing labs. We're still making phone calls. We're still trying to figure out why your mother-in-law don't like you, like, or whatever the case is.
Because you're with these moms the whole time. Not just the birth.
The whole time. We are your counselor, your clergy, your nurse, your babysitter sometimes. You never know. You never know. So I always tell people, make sure you are here for the whole woman. Make sure you are willing to give up a little piece of you, because sometimes you have to. You're on call. You know, my family are like, okay, she's going off to do a birth. And sometimes I miss events or special events and things of that nature. So it's a tough road, but it is a rewarding road at the end.
Yeah. How many babies do you think you've produced just yet?
Around 600.
600?
Yes.
What? That's 600 moms, or maybe some triplets or twins here and there.
No.
Each one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
About 600 babies I've put
That
hands
is
on.
a lot.
So
Wow.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. I get some that are like, you remember me? And I'm like, absolutely not.
You don't say it to their face, do you, Lord? You're supposed to
No.
lie. You're just oh, you had the one baby.
They have to tell me the story, and then it comes back.
Because there is a story behind it.
There's always a story.
Man, see, I think that's the most beautiful part about following you on social. You get to see the fam, like you're saying. I guess that's the reason home birth is just so beautiful. One of the stories that you posted, it was a woman with another woman in the tub and like 4 other women around the tub.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh. In the hospital, they say only 2 people. Everybody else get out.
Absolutely. And that was her tribe. She had her twin sister helping to birth her baby.
Oh, that's
in
who
the
it was
water.
in the tub. I was like,
Yes.
how both of them, one giving birth, one.
Absolutely. Her twin sister said, I want to be the one to catch my sister's baby. And then her older sister was dabbing her on the head, and her mama was on the side, and her doulas, and all. It was just a room full of women. So it was very special and strong and beautiful. It was a beautiful moment.
It was. I think that was the one I cried on because her screams sounded.
Yes.
Woo. For all the women out there who understand that feeling, like you said, at the moment it feels like for real you are going home to God. This is it. No more earth for you. And then when you're done, hey, can you pass me that ground beef? Like
Absolutely.
You're so hungry.
Absolutely. And not everyone expresses themselves that way. That's the way I tell people. This is your expression of whatever it is you feel. I have had some women look at me and just say, the baby is coming.
You're lying.
Nope.
What? No
Just
screams and
no
moans?
scream. And when I ask them, well, why didn't you yell like the first time? And they say, oh, there's no need.
You didn't know, but she took drugs. You had no idea, but she was on them. What? Oh, that's crazy. So we're talking to Angelina Ruffin-Alexander. She is a home birth midwife. We're going to follow you. If you don't, just make sure that you're ready, okay? This is some real world home births on her Instagram.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It just shows you real life, family, and what can be. And that's all that matters these days.
What's your social?
At Midwife Angelina on my Instagram, on my Facebook, YouTube, all of that good stuff. I'm even on TikTok. And TikTok is
Are you
too
on
old
TikTok?
for TikTok.
What are you doing on TikTok?
That's more personable, but still, it's still Midwife Angelina. Just some things to kind of look for.
Oh, I love it. And do you have a website if we would really like to get ourselves involved with a home birth this time around?
Yes,
How can
ma'am.
we reach you?
It is www.touchofoshun.com. So that is TOUCHOF as in Frank, OS as in Sam, UN. It looks like Touch of Osun.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Angelina Ruffin-Alexander, home birth midwife. I think we've had such an amazing, insightful conversation. But if you've never thought about home birth before, it might be time to start thinking about it. It sounds like a beautiful experience. I mean, it really, really does. So, of course, this is the Mo Show. I cannot wait until the next episode. Make sure you join us again